Last time, we talked about how to respond versus react to stressful events. We explored the example of being awakened at night by a crashing sound and how our nervous system responded depended upon the interpretation of the sound, whether it was a burglar or the neighbor's dog tipping over the garbage can. And our mind body response is quite different. Today, in this session, we're going to talk about riding the waves of the mind story. Now, as we all know, our minds can weave stories, sometimes pleasant, sometimes unpleasant, sometimes hard, sometimes easy, sometimes very exaggerated, other times crystal clear. And neurological research confirms that we're not so good at distinguishing between the real event and our mind's story, the things we tell ourselves. So the mind is like the inside of a snow globe and shaken up. And as things settle and calm down, we become much clearer. We come to some clarity, some opening. We're going to do a mind experiment looking at what we see in this picture. So I invite you to pause the video and look at the picture closely. Write down several words to describe the picture. Here are the words that came to my mind: wintry, lonely, beautiful, lost. Now let's do it again. Here's another picture with a Christmas tree lit up in the middle. So pause the video and write down the words you would use to describe this picture. Here are mine: unexpected, hopeful, magical, warm. This mind experiment with the two different pictures all is for the purpose of illustrating that we have a hard time seeing something without adding our own memories, our own context, our own lived experience. So our perception of what we see is shaped by our mind's story. And that's not necessarily bad, but it's very helpful to be aware of that at times what we see can be altered, even distorted by our thinking, ruminating, exploring, retrieving, all the things our thinking mind is so good at, really. So, all to say, we need to remember that just as I've been saying, what the events in our lives, a stressful diagnosis, for example, and the information the doctor has given you is received through the mind story. Our fears, our experiences, our feelings, all are shaping our interpretation of the event. And it is important to be kind to ourselves, to be kind to our mind, to know that indeed we are grappling with a hard reality. And in order to get through it, to ride the waves skillfully with some equanimity, we need to bring that awareness of being present and looking at the patterns of the waves, the hard news, the detailed plan, all of these things, and do our best to slow the thinking mind down. We're going to do some mindful practices, breathing, meditation, movement, that will continue to allow us to fine-tune our relationship to our internal state, to our thinking mind. So I look forward to continuing to practice with you. Thank you.